What if we replace the TV race with the clock race? How would that affect the plot in the OG Skibidi series? I mean, surely they shouldn't face as much chaos as they did, since the overpowered clocks are here this time, right? Well, let's find out. Episode 39 would be where they introduce themselves to the series, just as the TVs did. And since we're only considering the fact that they would follow the events of the TVs, you should note that we're also going to talk about any extra changes that might occur during this event. Trust me, this one is going to be really interesting. Anyways, in episode 39, who's going to save the agents? Well, this one is definitely tricky because we cannot use the regular clockmen, as we don't know what they are capable of. I mean, what do you think this alarm clockman would do, huh? We might consider using the large clockman, but even that would be a problem as the story wouldn't be as exciting since we wouldn't get to see this guy in action. Remember, in the main Domstudio series, the large clockman had to sacrifice himself to save everyone and was brought back as the future clockman. Yeah, that wouldn't be happening in the OG version. So what we're going to do is assume that future clockman was already in the show. Hence, he would be the one to save everyone in episode 39. Boy, would this be an easy task, as he could just stop time and save them before the mutant makes any extra movement. Episode 40, on the other hand, would be different, as this time there are large Skibidi mutants, as well as the flying ones. So this time, we're going to be seeing him use a time dome and follow up with the chrono destruction to wipe everyone out, I mean just the mutants, just as he did in the 19th episode of his own series. However, we would then get introduced to the Clock Titan in episode 41. Now, just like we did with the Drill Titan video, the story could go two ways depending on the version of the clock we take into consideration. If we assume he begins with his base form, the plot would be kinda interesting, as the trio would assemble much easier. But anyways, no spoilers. He begins in episode 41, and all I would say is that he would easily defeat these mutants with both time shurikens and time blasters. Just like the Cinema Titan, he would move on to the next episodes. The other rocket mutants wouldn't be a problem as well, and even though we give them the benefit of landing a hit, it wouldn't really cause significant problems. He could also stop time and use mind control on them, which would give him more ground in his battle against the infected speaker. This time, they could land some hits on the speaker while the Clock Titan stops time and takes the parasite out of him, just like he did with the Camera Titan. Only this time, he wouldn't kill him, as unlike the one from Dom's verse that glues with the host, this one just sticks, so it could be easily removed. This means that this time there would not only be 2 Titans to clear the episodes, but also some controlled mutants as well. With this, they would easily clear the next few episodes, which means the 49th episode wouldn't be as chaotic as it was in the original. This would also make Clockwoman's job to save that episode relatively quick and easy too. And then, in episode 50, the upgraded Camera Titan would come to join the show. Before we move on, we should probably hint that the Titans would have another objective, and that is to destroy the Skibidi base much earlier, as now they don't have to bother uninfecting the speaker since the Clock Titan has already done so. This also means that on the regular agents part, things would be much easier, as now they also got the speaker race to help them. If you recall, the speakers went off screen for a long time after their Titan got infected and didn't help the cameras in any way. But then, they came out of hiding in episode 59, as their Titan was then restored. So yeah, they would be helpful this time and wouldn't have to wait that long. Also, one thing worth mentioning is that the agents would be more equipped than ever, as now they got all 3 scientists, clock, camera, and speaker, working together. This would mean that some cameras would be able to use time grenades and maybe time guns as well, which, yeah, would give them a crazy advantage when fighting against the toilets. But I think at some point they would counter this by creating a watch. How, you may ask? Well, remember what happened in 42? Yeah, I guess something similar would happen, and they would lay their hands on the time-negating watch. I don't think the scientist would even try fighting the Titans, as he knows he'd definitely lose. So the Titans would be the ones to get to the base instead. There, the Skibidis would send multiple G-men to fight. But come on, would that really change anything? The continuation of the plot from here would be kinda tricky, as we don't really know the route that the Skibidis and Jimmy would take next, but I think it's plausible to say that they would not work with the Astro, or rather the Astros wouldn't work with them, as we saw what happened in episode 75, so they might reconsider and come together with the Alliance just as it did in the original series. However, would they defeat the Astros? Well, it's a tough one, but considering the amount of strength potential the Astros are displaying, I don't think the base clock could carry the team, as he would still get defeated alongside the others, and thus take a big L. Now, before I talk about the other scenario, I want to say that Plungerman wouldn't die, as well as the Dark Assassin Speakerman, since this time they are much more powerful with their extra combat abilities and gadgets. Plus, since we're replacing the TVs with the clocks, it would be fitting if the future Clockman comes in to help this time, just like the TV did. Okay, even though it's not him, the clock bouncer would do a pretty decent job, right? So in essence, the scientist would be cooked. Anyways, in the second scenario, the clock titan comes with his already upgraded form. Yeah, things are gonna be spicy, right? The clock titan would easily destroy everyone in the verse. And when I say everyone, I'm just talking about the enemies. Now, the Astros might be kind of tricky due to their speed, but that doesn't mean they can't be taken down, as the clock titan could still stop them in time and take them all out. Besides, we have seen him stop an Astro with crazy speed as well. And even though we did say the threats got stronger, the future clockman would be there to help, and you know even he is no joke. So yeah, if the clocks replaced the TVs, things would be much smoother and more lives would be saved overall when compared to the original story. However, click on this video to see me rank the most powerful races in the entire Skibidi fandom. Go on, check it out.